to another installment of 5-Minute Tones. On today's video, we're going to take a look at this Hendrix inspired preset that I put together for a recent gig that I did at the Noosa Guitar Festival. Part of the festival was basically a celebration of Jimi Hendrix. So myself, Tim Gaze, who was an absolute legend of the Aussie music scene, and Simon Gardner, who put the entire festival together, got up and played a bunch of Hendrix songs. I hadn't played with either of those guys before, but the whole operative mission was basically to get up and just keep it loose and have some fun. It wasn't a tribute or anything like that. It was more about just a bunch of guitar players playing guitar music the way they individually do it. So that's my disclaimer and how I'm weaseling out of this sounding in any way authentic. But basically, it's some kind of Strat into a Marshall with some fuzz, wah, and uni vibe, right? So I played my Strat Ultra 2, which is a very modern sounding Strat. Maybe we'll hear my big headstock 70 Strat at the end. Into the 50-watt 6 CA7 Plexi, cranked up the bass and mid-range, turned the treble and presence all the way down. I thought this sounded pretty cool at really loud concert volume. I was using my usual LT-TV Mix 7 cab IR, low cut at 80, high cut at 8K, and a bit of gold plate reverb. Then I had the Crybaby wah, a little bit of the classic vibe when needed, the fuzz face on channel A of the drive block, and the octave distortion on channel B. We're going to talk about this mono tape delay a little bit later in the video, but then for lead, just a bit of stereo BBD for some ambience. Again, not really a super authentic Hendrix rig, but I could do some Hendrix style things with them, right? So much fun to play. And again, this is designed for concert volume, hence the amp not having much high end in there at all. With a Strat, I think it still sounds nice and full. You could hear on there the fuzz face on top of that gives you that very smooth lead sound on there. The octave fuzz is just kind of nasty and trippy in all the best ways. The uni vibe, one trick in there was going into the more section there and just playing around with the bias, the attack and the release just to make it a little bit throbbier in there. I really like the way that sounds. And then, you know, the stereo BBD, again, it's just a cheat code for a rock pig like me when I'm playing something a bit more old school to just have that nice ambient style delay on there. You would have also heard the reverse delay. So on channel B, I was just using that with the time at 666 milliseconds for whatever reason. Mix at 100%. That is super, super fun and definitely a head turner when you play that one. I had a scene in here where I'm using the stereo BBD, the uni vibe, and the wah to play Third Stone from the Sun. And again, that was very much an interpretation of that song. I didn't do the kind of, you know, poetry in there or anything. I just got up, played the song, did some freak out stuff with the reverse delay and that mono tape. make some of those spaceship sounds in there, I was using the mono tape delay with a modifier attached to both the motor speed and the master feedback on here. So another thing was I was only assigning the expression pedal on channel B here. So you can see the assignment is channel B, external one, so it's just my expression pedal on there. And I'm on channel B of the mono tape. Now on channel A with the expression, I'm on the wah block. So if I go back to all my other scenes in here, the wah's on channel A, that delays on channel A. So it's not listening to the expression pedal when it's on channel A, but the wah is listening to the expression pedal when it's on channel A. So that's how I got multiple sounds out of one expression pedal on there. And, you know, ultimately I just kind of got up and did my thing and had a pretty good time. It's hard to go wrong. But for me, it was a real learning experience because I personally would never think to go and do something like a night of Hendrix tunes. I just figured a room full of guitar players would roll their eyes and hear me playing and not be into it, but they're great songs and it's music that is so influential. And I think it's taught me that using classic players and their classic sounds and rigs as a starting point can be such a great way to get inspired yourself and to dial in some fun new sounds. And then you're going to sound like yourself anyway. So, you know, you may as well lean into it, like in here, using my own IR, using some extra bits of source and cheat codes on there. It was a whole lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully there's some good little tips and tricks in there if you did want to go put together a Hendrix style rig. And, you know, a Hendrix style rig is going to double up as a Trower style or a Frank Marino style rig as well. So I'll play you all out with my old 70s Strat. If you dig what I'm doing here on the channel, links to my Patreon and the music that I make with my band Ragdoll are in the video description. Have a great day. Go and play your guitars and make some noise. I'll see you next time.